collection bronze mirrors, the backs of, and given that they were probably used principally by women, you can imagine that the finest of detail and beauty went into the backs of these, although we can't see them, but we do get a sense of the size. I think this diagram shows the depth of relief of this very detailed one here. I can't see the motif except I think there's an animal in the center. They're the same things here. I just picked this just to look at these characters. Here again, some well-preserved, somewhat elaborate, I think somewhat glazed, if not just painted, building decorations. These are painted pottery figures of zodiac animals. Very Egyptian looking. These are typical female hairstyles and cosmetic makeup designs, at least in antiquity. Gold inlaid earrings with gems. These are gilded silver hairpins with the design of butterflies. They certainly look elegant and detailed and fragile. This depicts the clothing apparently that some men wore. What defines which, I don't know. It certainly looks like the warrior that we're coming into here. Sure had a heavy burden, at least the guy on the right did. There, an armored warrior. Here, a pair of warriors, yellow glazed. These are powerful looking horses. Here another use of models, now much smaller, but indicating the same point. Here are figurines of somewhat normal common folk, soldier, maid servant, maid holding a powder box. You wonder what these were made for other than just artistic items for sale or something. Would have been nicely painted and bright. And Chinese children totally out of control. Looks like a porcelain, glazed porcelain pillow. Presumably with a beautiful woman on it. This is bronze blunderbuss. This is a painted camel with his cargo, including the little monkey riding on the back. This looks like the beginning of a new skyscraper. They're all around me. New ones, I mean, and under construction. There you see little pods of rebar sticking up in clumps, ready for the base of pillars to the structure, apparently. Don't know what that big ditch is there. And here's the other solution. Crossovers that wrap around. Butterfly in the busy part of Xi'an. This is an interesting building design-wise. Also some interesting buildings to the side. Particularly so with the fountains. They've got light, so that night that could be pretty spectacular. Also you'll notice some of the other architecture nearby. So I'm now in the Little Goose Pagoda park, and I don't know whether these are stelae or what. I think they're stelae-like in that the panel inside the arch is a stele. And there's the pagoda. And over here, a very pretty park-like area. So I started today down here at the Big Goose Pagoda. Walked up too far, came across here, came down here, had breakfast with those folks, and then went to the museum, then walked down here, walked this long street up to the little pagoda right here. And the little pagoda's here at 18. And when I'm done here, I just go back there to that intersection and walk back up to my hostel. So I started today down here at the Big Goose Pagoda. Walked up too far, came across here, came down here, had breakfast with those folks, and then went to the museum, then walked down here, walked this long street up to the little pagoda right here. And the little pagoda's here at 18. And when I'm done here, I just go back there to that intersection and walk back up to my hostel. This pagoda was built in 684 to celebrate the afterlife of the late Emperor Xiaozong. The top of the pagoda fell off in the 16th century when it was knocked off by an earthquake. It looks like they're going to replace it and repair it. It was also housed scriptures brought back from India by another monk. Being a relatively narrow stele tower, I'm calling it, has a pretty complicated roof, it seems like. The guidebook describes it as a rather light design. I do like that under-tiering, if you will. That's a little more sloped and circular than was the Big Goose Pagoda, which looked more modern. Here a creative gardener's been at work. Way off in the distance, I see one of those pretty bridges and fountains. So too much of an allure to pass up immediately. How lovely does this look? And proof that Chinese have great wit, in public or otherwise. And to think that he's balancing at the same time, I couldn't do that. I think the wealthy in Jackson Hole could at least spend a few more dollars and do it nicely like this. And apparently this waterway goes all the way behind me, passes through this bridge, all the way out through there. Ah, and there are ducks and geese there. I'm purposely leaving the buildings in the background because they're kind of pretty in their own way. Notice there's another bridge straight ahead of us there. Pretty setting for the pagoda.